LPBW. Tori Roloff responds to critics of her appearance in recent video featuring daughter Lila. Greetings, viewers. Welcome back to my channel. For the latest news updates, please subscribe to the CH. Tori Roloff is unwilling to allow anyone to evade accountability after disseminating negativity on her social media platform. She formulated a compelling rebuttal to the criticism directed at her endearing video featuring her daughter, Lila. The LPBW star was engaged in her own activities, disseminating positivism on social media through her uplifting video. Nonetheless, Tori endured all the disparaging remarks due to her appearance. She seems to have formulated a robust rebuttal for her looks critics. The star of Little People, Big World is renowned for her charming social media posts. Fans enjoy discovering her endearing family moments and remarkable life updates. They typically assist her in discovering new activities with her children, Lila, Josiah, and Jackson. What caused Tori to lose her composure? What transpired? LPBW. Tori celebrates Jackson's significant achievement. Tori Roloff experienced a remarkable week with her family. She brought her children, Lila, Josiah, and Jackson, out for an excursion. The LPBW star and her spouse, Zach, observed the children engage in various sporting activities. Subsequently, Tori and her spouse attended the MLB games with their offspring. She was pleased to observe her preferred teams competing on the pitch. Nonetheless, the TLC star expressed pride in Jackson for successfully placing the ball on the pitcher's mound. Consequently, Tori documented the momentous occasion of Jackson entering the field and placing the ball. She remarked, "Jackson positioned the ball on the pitcher's mound, and he was fully focused." The Actuality Television, the celebrity clarified that it was her children's inaugural experience at the MLB games. Fans expressed their elation over Jackson's remarkable achievement during the game. LPBW. Tori rebukes critic for detrimental remarks regarding her appearance. Tori Roloff has consistently demonstrated a lack of fear regarding public judgment and criticism. Nevertheless, she seems to have lost her poise in response to the multitude of disparaging remarks regarding her beauty. Recently, the LPBW star posted a video of herself preparing sourdough with her daughter, Lila. Tori remarked, "Baking with Lila is my preferred activity." Nevertheless, certain critics observed her atypical appearance in the video and made various remarks regarding her looks. A multitude of trolls inundated the comment area with disparaging remarks on her appearance. Consequently, Tori promptly posted an Instagram story to confront her detractors. She stated, "Numerous individuals have left disparaging comments on my reel featuring sourdough preparation with Lila. Is that true?" The star of Little People Big World believed that numerous followers misunderstood the message. Tori clarified that the video did not pertain to her baking the bread at 8 a.m. in the morning or regarding the camera perspective. It was not solely about her unappealing appearance or her hair. The TLC actress informed her fans that prioritizing time with her daughter in the kitchen was essential. Tori merely wished to express the immense joy the experience afforded her. She aimed to inspire other mothers to involve their children in culinary activities. Supporters commended her for asserting herself. They said she needed to disregard the bad remarks and concentrate on the positive elements. Remain attentive to TV season and spoilers for further updates on reasons for the disintegration of the Little People Big World family. Matt Roloff's avarice precipitated a familial schism on the farm's ownership, resulting in additional discord. Zach Roloff's contentious relationship with Matt stemming from historical familial discord and unaddressed matters. Disputes around the sale of the family farm exacerbated the decline of the Roloff family dynamic. Viewers of Little People Big World believed that Matt Roloff's avaricious conduct led to the dissolution of his family. Matt participated in the reality television program with his former spouse, Amy Roloff, and their offspring. Little People Big World centered on their son, Zach Roloff, who has dwarfism, along with his siblings. At the inception of the reality show, the Roloffs constituted a content family residing on and overseeing the Roloff family farm. A schism occurred in their family following the separation of Amy and Matt. Post-divorce, observers noted an inflation of Matt's ego, adversely impacting his familial relationships. The family further disintegrated over the ownership of the family farm following Matt's attempt to sell it. Reasons for the divorce of Amy and Matt Roloff to the audience of Little People, Big World. The relationship between Matt and Amy Roloff consistently seemed strained. Therefore, their separation after 2 decades in 2016 was not unexpected. In addition to drifting apart, the 25th season of the reality television series suggested that there were underlying factors contributing to the separation. Amy and Matt married in September 1987, and their twin sons, Jeremy and Zach, were born 3 years thereafter. Their daughter, Molly, was born in 1993, followed by their son, Jacob, in 1997. In her biography, A Little Me, Amy asserted that Matt commenced his connection with Karen Chandler while they were still wed. Karen, a long-standing employee responsible for managing the pumpkin patch, was frequently consulted by Matt for assistance. What prompts fans of Little People, Big World to discuss Jeremy and Audrey Roloff's marital and parenting choices. Amy remarked about Matt and Karen, "I observed messages, images, and other materials that ought not to have been exchanged between individuals who merely collaborated and remained married to others." Matt has consistently refuted the affair with Karen, asserting that their connection commenced post-divorce. The couple became engaged in 2023. Matt and Amy currently maintain a positive relationship, and he supports her marriage to Chris Merrick, whom she married in 2021. They are an exceptional couple, and we greatly appreciate their company and socialize with them. While we are not daily best friends, we certainly spend time together. Do any of Matt Roloff's offspring maintain a positive relationship with him? In a May 2024 episode of the Raising Heights podcast hosted by Zach and Tori Roloff, Zach acknowledged that his relationship with his father, Matt, was not great. Upon the conclusion of filming, one tends to allow oneself some distance, yet when the show is broadcast 6 months later, it inevitably resurfaces some past traumas. The dust is settled. However, no resolutions have been achieved. Zach clarified that the filming for Little People, Big World occurs a year prior to its broadcast. He expressed disappointment that social media reveals public perceptions, leading to the realization that viewers have similar thoughts, which undermines the sense of progress in their narrative. 211 Zach and Tori Roloff underwent a significant transformation in their lives following their departure from the enduring family series Little People, Big World. Zach asserted that the individuals entangled in the familial conflict remain in denial and maintain that they did nothing wrong. He refuted allegations of preventing his children from visiting their grandfather, characterizing it as internet drama. The former reality television personality suggested the cause of the familial discord during the podcast episode. "It's a manifestation of narcissism, thus it is not favorable," he remarked. However, he expressed hope for future improvement. "However, I am uncertain whether time may facilitate healing." Matt maintains a superior relationship with his 2 younger children, who have chosen to lead lives away from public attention. He disclosed that his youngest offspring, Jacob, had returned to Roloff Farm accompanied by his own family. He is capitalizing on numerous opportunities, including the 90-plus acre farm. He resides and works full-time with his wife and son, Mateo, named in my honor, on the farm. He also indicated that Jacob is the family member he interacts with most frequently. Tensions between Zach and Matt Roloff emerged after Matt put a section of their farm up for public auction following his son's indication of interest in purchasing it. Matt subsequently altered his decision and resolved to convert the property into a short-term holiday rental. Matt articulated in a Facebook post that the matter involved both of his twin boys, Zach and Jeremy, who expressed a desire to purchase the Roloff home and farm from him in the autumn of 2021. As twins, they have consistently exhibited intense competition. However, this was a circumstance in which I could not permit one to triumph over the other, Matt said in a social media post. Amy and Matt Roloff are 2 cast members of Little People, Big World who experienced interpersonal difficulties during season 25 of the popular TLC reality series. Matt and his sons were reportedly engaged in negotiations for a year. Matt listed the segment of the family farm for $4 million, whereas Zach proposed $1.6 million. Matt elucidated that Oregon enforced stringent regulations on the partitioning of land and property. Although he reduced the size of the North Farm by divesting the large residence, Matt acknowledges that he augmented the acreage in the trust account. Little People, Big World is a renowned reality television series on TLC that chronicles the lives of the Roloff family. Since 2006, more than 20 seasons have been shown, focusing on the daily lives of tiny people families as they navigate a world that is not always accommodating of differences. Beyond the reality television program, Matt Roloff has led a remarkably successful life as an entrepreneur, farmer, author, and motivational speaker. Cast: Jacob Roloff, Molly Roloff, Zach Roloff, Jeremy Roloff, Amy Roloff, Matthew Roloff. Zach Roloff acknowledges that his relationship with his father, Matt Roloff, remains unresolved, attributing the issue to narcissism. Although the cameras of Little People, Big World have ceased operation, the drama persists unabated in their absence. In a recent episode of the podcast he co-hosts with his wife Tori Roloff, Zach Roloff acknowledged that his relationship with his father Matt remains strained, suggesting that narcissism may be a contributing factor. Oh dear. In a recent episode of his podcast, Raising Heights, Zach discussed the current status of his relationship with his father. They have not been on amicable terms for some time, and relations deteriorated significantly when Matt opted not to sell him the family farm. To date, it appears that the father and son have not achieved any advancement. Zach remarked that Matt remains in denial, believing he has committed no wrongdoing. Zach anticipated that allowing time would facilitate the restoration of the harm. Although he remains willing to wait longer in the belief that time will heal all scars, he expressed that he perceives the situation with his father as one of narcissism. The dust has settled, yet no resolutions have been achieved, he stated on his podcast. It is disappointing because I believed we were achieving a degree of balance. Tori clarified that there is no truth to the allegation that she and Zach were withholding their 3 children from their grandfather. That is merely internet drama, she stated. Adult relationships, particularly familial ones, are exceedingly complex. In response to those advocating for forgiveness, we have already done so long ago and harbor no resentment. Nevertheless, this experience prompted us to establish boundaries, she stated in a now-expired post on her Instagram stories, as reported by the Ashley's Reality Roundup. The notion of preventing our children from interacting with their grandparents must cease, she asserted. Regardless of the potential return of Little People, Big World for another season, Tori and Zach have unequivocally said that they would not participate in forthcoming episodes. Perhaps the provision of that space will ultimately facilitate the reconciliation of the divide between them and Matt. Who can predict what the future will entail? Zach Roloff concludes family disputes on Little People, Big World. Zach and Tori Roloff seem to have definitively concluded their involvement with Little People, Big World. Zach, the youngest offspring of Matt and Amy Roloff, will cease to participate in the TLC series alongside his wife and children, choosing instead to disclose his personal life through his and Tori's new podcast. After participating in the show since 2006, the 30-year-old father of 2 seems to have reached his limit following a dispute with his father, Matt Roloff, concerning the family farm. Last year, Zach proposed $1.6 million to his father for the family property. Matt Roloff demanded $4 million and was unwilling to relinquish the renowned mansion and property. Little People, Big World. Spoilers. Roloff Farms remains a source of dispute for Zach Roloff. The Roloff Farm is now available for rental through Booking.com, Airbnb, and other platforms. Matt's choice to retain the property rather than bequeath it to one of his kids has strained his relationship with Zach and potentially some of his other children, who have all distanced themselves from the program years prior. Zach Roloff has indicated that being the sole child remaining on the show and navigating the complexities of his split parents has adversely affected him. It is time to take a respite from my family, as is well documented, Zach stated. The farm deal was finalized, along with other matters, in my view. He also expressed that navigating the situation between his separated parents at his age is also a source of stress. No one engages in that behavior at the age of 30, he stated. This appears to be the conclusion of the long-running series. Would people still tune in if only Matt and Amy, along with their significant others, appeared, excluding any of the Roloff children? Matt Roloff recently expressed his contentment over a temporary hiatus from the show and indicated his openness to discussing the producer's plans should the series be revived for a 27th season. Ensure you stay informed about any current developments about LPBW. Return frequently for spoilers, news, and updates regarding Little People, Big World. Will Zach and Tori Roloff propose a new show to TLC from Little People, Big World? Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff, stars of Little People, Big World, have recently departed from the TLC series to concentrate on other pursuits. Was this a calculated maneuver to ultimately propose their own spin-off to the network? Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff depart from TLC's Little People, Big World. In the months preceding the Little People, Big World Season 25 finale, attention was predominantly directed towards Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff, who made the surprising announcement of their departure from the TLC show, declaring that Season 25 would be their final season. Prior to the official announcement, Zach and Tori took measures to separate themselves from Matt Roloff following the collapse of the Roloff Farms agreement. Matt Roloff acknowledged that the familial discord generated positive ratings, despite numerous fans of Little People, Big World expressing fatigue at TLC's exploitation of the conflict throughout several seasons. LPBW. Zach and Tori concentrating on their podcast and additional endeavors. Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff have legitimate reasons to discontinue filming scenes for Little People, Big World. Zach was the final offspring of Amy Roloff and Matt Roloff, still participating in filming for the network. Zach has spent a greater portion of his life in front of TLC cameras than he has spent away from them. In this regard, it is definitely comprehensible why they sought to withdraw. The failed Roloff Farms transaction and the ensuing familial discord ultimately precipitated the situation's collapse. Following their departure from the show, Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff are concentrating on their podcast, Raising Heights. Moreover, they appear to have increased availability for family excursions and engaging in various projects on their property in Battleground, Washington. There are, in fact, certain advantages to opting against filming additional scenes for Little People, Big World. Little People, Big World. Will Tori and Zach propose a spin-off to TLC? Zach and Tori may currently be prioritizing family time while diligently focusing on filming and expanding their podcast, but numerous admirers of Little People, Big World speculate that they possess some additional strategy. Many viewers perceive that they are waiting to propose a spin-off to TLC. Fans of Little People, Big World have long asserted that Zach, Tori, and their offspring represent the future of the brand. Despite facing criticism, most viewers concur that they desire to witness the growth of Jackson, Lila, and Josiah. If Zach and Tori exit the franchise only to subsequently return and propose a spin-off, it achieves several objectives. This period of absence allows them to rejuvenate and recuperate following the extensive TLC filming schedule. Furthermore, returning to propose their own spin-off would afford greater creative autonomy and the opportunity to emerge from Matt Roloff's influence, a goal Zach has been pursuing with his recent actions. Fans of Little People, Big World consider this prospective spin-off concept feasible, with one user stating, "I foresee it materializing with Tori and Zach. They cannot resist remaining the focal point with their lucrative ventures." A different commenter stated, "I would certainly watch it, so I hope it occurs." A third TLC viewer stated, "I sincerely hope so. I adore that show, and those children are utterly charming." Currently, this remains speculative, especially since TLC has neither renewed nor canceled Little People, Big World. Nonetheless, there is much to consider concerning the show's future, as well as the subsequent actions of Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff. Karen Chandler's ego is becoming excessive, maybe contributing to Zach and Tori Roloff's departure from Little People, Big World. Karen is the fiancée of Matt Roloff, the head of the Roloff family. He begun the reality series married to Amy Roloff, but they separated when she suspected Matt of having an affair with Karen. Significantly, she was a long-standing employee at Roloff Farms, overseeing the pumpkin patch prior to assuming the role of Matt's assistant. The divorce of Amy and Matt profoundly impacted the family, altering the trajectory of their lives and the show indefinitely. Following Matt's separation from Amy, Karen has assumed a more significant role on Little People, Big World. She supports her partner in all circumstances, including opposition. Karen has managed her connection with Amy on the show, which has occasionally been challenging to observe. She and Matt have exhibited a lack of compassion for Amy and the other Roloffs in Little People, Big World. Since the inception of their relationship, Karen has impacted Matt's choices. Notwithstanding considerable discord, they became engaged on the program and intend to spend their lives together. Karen may have swayed Matt's choice to sell a portion of the farm. He obtained the property in 1990, and it was anticipated that his eldest child, Zach, would assume control when the time arrived. Zach had anticipated assuming the duty throughout his life. Matt astonished his family by listing 16 acres for sale without prior notification. Zach was wounded by Matt's decision, resulting in a deterioration of their friendship. Nonetheless, the notion of divesting the farms may have been advocated by his associate, Karen. Karen expressed her reluctance to assume the significant responsibility of overseeing Roloff farms. Having previously managed the pumpkin patch, she is aware of the farm's demanding nature. Regardless of whether she encouraged Matt to sell the farm, her reluctance to assume the responsibility permeated his mind. Karen prioritized her own interests over the welfare of the remaining Roloff family. Matt's ego is excessively inflated, and Karen has played a role in its development. In Season 25 of Little People, Big World, the construction of a new residence commenced. By divesting a portion of the farm, Karen certainly anticipated a substantial financial return. They would generate substantial profit to finance the construction of the residence. In addition to the income Matt has garnered from reality television, land sales yield an even more substantial profit. Karen has a self-serving motive while informing Matt of her disinterest in assuming control of Roloff farms. Karen has gained financially from her association with Matt. He has been in 25 seasons of Little People, Big World, and is a prominent reality television celebrity. Matt generated revenue from the show, and Karen observed him establish that income stream throughout her employment with him. She may have pursued him first for his wealth. Prior to captivating Matt, Karen was in the midst of dissolving her nearly 20-year marriage.